I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, the weekly comic show where we take close, more in-depth looks at the coolest, most happening things going on in the world of comic books. And on today's show, we're going to be taking a closer look at Aquaman, issue number 50. The Dead Water, a mysterious threat, is making life very difficult for the King of Atlantis. Let's hop on in and find out what happens next, shall we? So, as the comic opens, we're open to two new FBI agents who are going to be following through the remainder of the story. The blonde one is Irving, and the darker-haired one's name is Arnie. They've been called in to solve the strange rash of murders that have taken place around water and yet seem to be inexplicable. Like this newest one where the victim was clearly bitten to death by sharks, only he's nowhere near the ocean, he was in a pool on top of a building. These water-based murders couldn't have come at a worse time for Aquaman and Mera, as they are currently in the process of opening up the Spindrift. What is Spindrift? Well, basically it's a super advanced Atlantean embassy on dry land that also doubles as a base of operation for Aquaman and crew. Today is the day Mera is supposed to meet with a bunch of delegates from all over the world and convince them that Atlantis is not a threat. In fact, Atlantis wants to finally meet the rest of the world and become a true nation unto itself. The two agents come to Aquaman looking for help, and we get a tour of the facilities, even the dry suits that allow surface people to hang out with Atlanteans underwater. What's funny is that Agent Arnie starts drooling over Mera right away, and Irving, well, she's one of those people who still thinks Aquaman is one giant joke and that all Atlanteans talk to fish. Speaking of the fish crack, a comic joke as old as comics itself, Mera says that's one of the things she wants to change in surface people's perceptions. Yeah man, saying all Atlanteans talk to fish, that's prejudice, dog. It's at this point the story goes all CSI Atlantis as Arthur helps out the other agents comb over the crime scene. He investigates the water, and as strange as it might sound, he feels a strange residue behind, almost as if the water was angry. It's clear that someone or something is using the dead water as a portal, and that question gets answered right away as a big giant toothy monster comes out of the water to fight Aquaman. It's a fierce battle with the two combatants knocking each other up and down the city, all the while people watching on in horror. Once again, this couldn't have come at a worst possible time for Mera and the other Atlanteans who are trying to put the best foot forward with the surface world. Why, we even get some classic news bites of people going, "I don't trust them Atlanteans, it's another invasion, where's their birth certificate? We should build a wall around the ocean and keep them all out, I say." The creature ends up pulling Aquaman into its dimension, a dark, empty void wherein even Aquaman himself can be drowned. The only upside to this hellish plane is that the creature can actually be harmed over here, while in our world it's made of water, so you hit it, you just go right through it. Aquaman manages to escape, and we discover that this monster was just a pawn in a much more evil scheme, the creature having actually reverted to a human form when Aquaman knocked him out. So as the comic winds down, Mera is finally able to have her big conference with the world delegates, and you know what, she does amazing. To pardon the pun, the whole thing goes swimmingly. They fall in love with her just as much as Aquaman is in love with her. She's sweet, she's charming, she's funny, she's assertive, she's kind of the whole package. And while she may occasionally feel a little awkward calling herself Aquawoman now and wearing a costume that looks a lot like Arthur's, it is getting the job done of branding this kinder, gentler Atlantis. Aquaman number 50 was a real solid kickoff to this new storyline. There's mystery, there's intrigue, there's a lot of new characters, and for once it's an Aquaman family book, not just an Aquaman book. As he is delegating more duties, we're given a chance to follow and enjoy more characters. I will admit the art was a little iffy in spot, characters looking gangly and distended for some reason, but Abnett's writing more than makes up for it. Overall, I would give this one a very solid 8 out of 10, and I'm interested to see where this all goes next. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll feel like checking out some more videos I have on offer here at Cape Joel.